Hey guys, welcome back to the River Valley Podcast. I'm Cameron Edwards, and this is Sarah, and we have Noah here.
Hi.
And we just wanted to, I don't know.
It's a mini take.
Yeah,
We're
it's a mini take.
Mini episode.
Yeah,
We're
it's a little mini episode. Yeah.
Talk about memories.
Yeah, memories and
movies.
everything. Yeah, and
Did we
movies.
say movies?
Yeah.
No.
Well. Where you got, what was like one of your childhood memories?
Probably one of my favorites. And it's one of, my dad is a prankster. He loved to prank people, especially his children, which of course includes me.
Yeah.
Yeah. He convinced my sister and me that there was one last dodo bird in existence. And that...
Wait, aren't dodo birds... Isn't Kevin the dodo bird from Up? Isn't that a dodo bird?
No, he's a sniper.
That's not a dodo
That's
bird.
a sniper.
That's like a really big...
Yeah.
I thought they called him a dodo bird.
No, the dodo birds...
It's a sniper.
Are the like little ones, like from Ice Age?
They love chocolate.
No, I never watched Ice Age. Okay, no, hold on.
Conversation for another day.
Yeah.
That's a whole other... Okay,
no,
we're
actually,
good.
no,
Sorry.
that's a lie. I watched the first
Canceled.
movie.
I
watched the first movie, and then I watched Ice Age 3D at the San Diego Zoo.
It's in the first one.
I don't.
The dodo birds
it's
are in the
been
first one.
14 years. I don't remember.
How old are you?
15.
That's crazy. Yeah, no. So
It's
dodo
been a
birds
long
are
time.
teeny, weird looking fat ones, and
They kind of look like flamingos a little bit. Well, not flamingos, but like the
Small
Fruity
flamingos.
Rolls
The-
or Fruit Loops
Toucan.
bird. Yeah,
Toucan.
like a toucan.
all right, we're done. Okay.
Or kiwi, maybe?
Yeah, or like something like that.
Wait, no,
I
not
don't know.
kiwi. What? Is it a kiwi bird? In New Zealand? Kiwi, yeah. It is a kiwi.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a dodo bird.
But continue with the.
Okay, cool. So dodo birds are extinct
Yeah.
now, right?
Oh, really?
They live in Madagascar.
Yes.
You don't say.
Wait, what?
They live in Madagascar, or they used to.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah.
All I knew was that my dad supposedly had this best friend that was a dodo bird, which was the last dodo bird in existence.
Was his name Kevin?
No, he didn't have a name. His name was the dodo bird.
The dodo
The dodo bird. That was his. It was a
only
title.
dodo bird.
It was a
The
title,
dodo bird.
not. Yeah, I don't think I ever asked if it had a name. I don't know what my dad would have said, but he convinced us that there was one last dodo bird in existence. Of course, I'm like 6 years old. My sister is like 1, 2.
Yeah.
And the way that what happened? Oh yeah, so he would tell us that he knew when the dodo bird would come to visit, and he knew because the dodo bird was telepathic and would tell him when he was gonna come. Because I was like, Dad, how do you know he's gonna come? And he was like, oh, only I know. And he tells me these messages in my mind. And I was like, no way. Of course, I fell for it.
It's very Harry Potter like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very Harry
Yeah.
Potter of him.
And he just only I know. I was like, no way. And so then we would go out in the backyard every so often on a Saturday morning. In the way that we knew that the dodo bird had come to visit, because we'd be going out, we'd be looking in the sky, we'd be like, Dad, where is he? Daddy, where is he? And my dad would be up looking, and he was like, oh, I don't know. The other detail that I forgot to mention
birds.
before I started,
Yeah,
that
they
was
are
I
flightless
know.
birds. I was just
I
about
know.
to say it. Aren't they
Yeah.
Yes.
Aren't they like penguins where they just walk on land?
Yes. No.
That's
My
why
dad
they're dodo
convinced
birds.
me and my sister that dodo bird would fly by when he came to visit, but he wouldn't
Might as well
stop.
call it a dragon at this
He
point.
wouldn't. Well, my dad tried to make it absurd as possible because
Okay.
that's his deal, right? So he was like, of course, the dodo bird's flying across her backyard, over her backyard. The other detail I forgot to mention before I started telling the story about us being in the backyard is that he also convinced us that dodo birds pooped donut holes, and that's where donut holes came from. And so
He did not.
he did.
No, he did not.
Yes. So for the first 11 years of living, I thought that's where donut holes came from.
Yo, Duncan, if you're hearing this, get a mascot for a dodo bird.
That was a very naive child.
If you're getting dodo holes, watch out.
Watch out.
Where are the sprinkles supposed to be?
They were just plain donut holes.
It's the white plain donut.
So is chocolate covered ones and sprinkle ones, are they a variation?
Bro,
I
just
didn't
a
know.
dough.
I didn't ask.
Just
I
a
did.
dough. Just
I don't know. But the way that we would find out that the dodo bird had come to visit was when my sister and I would look in opposite directions from my dad. My dad would go, oh, and he would throw a donut hole in there, and then he would like catch it, and he'd be like, "You guys, the donut bird came," and my sister and I would get so. I have a video, I think, even on my phone of like an old childhood video of me being like, "No, Tony," and I like grabbed
With
the
the
donut
donut
hole
hole.
from my dad's hand, and I was so excited. I did not care it was poop.
It's
And
fresh.
and my mom was like, Sarah, who came to visit? And my mouth was like full of a donut. And I was like,
It's okay. It's a toy. Sarah, where do you leave you?
is to this day, if you ask my dad if dodo birds are extinct, he will say no. He will say no. There's one last one. To this day, he has not. We've shown him the childhood videos because we thought low key that we were like, wait a minute, like
Yeah.
we were down ourselves. Wait, are dodo birds extinct? So by the time we were like, I was like 14, my sister was like 9. We were like, no. Like
You were 14 and you only figured it out.
well, because we kind of figured
That's like finding out.
hold on, hear me out. We had like figured it out, but my dad like would still be like, no, you guys are wrong. So we were low key being like gaslit, but like because I trusted my dad, so I was like, yeah, of course he's telling the truth. But I was like, wait, this is kind of sketch though. So I like just chose to play along, and then finally my sister was like, this is stupid, but like we get free donut holes out of this, right?
Yeah, he goes to like Mary's Donuts at 6 in the morning. It's like, the dodo
Well,
bird!
because he was in the military, so being up super early or really
It's
late
like,
wasn't,
yeah,
it
it
didn't
wasn't
fake
different.
Yeah. So he would just, whenever he wanted, just go
Donut hole!
donut holes from Yum Yum Donuts.
Yum yum donut!
One time I found the extra donut holes on the counter, and I saw them. I was like, Daddy, there's donut holes on the counter. We didn't have those yesterday. He goes,
Must be a nest!
and he goes, that's what he said. He said, "Oh yeah, the dodo bird. He came inside earlier when you guys were asleep."
That's where baby dodo birds come from.
He didn't go into detail, but he was like, "Oh yeah, like he came inside, but then he forgot the extra one, so he flew over to like deliver it." So I was like, "Oh, he flew over the house to poop again. How kind." So yes, that is. This is a true story. I have the video somewhere on my phone. I'll find it later.
Please do and send it in.
I will. I have a
Do you
video
dodo birds?
from like 2020 of me videotaping my dad and being like, Dad, like, where are dodo birds extinct? And he was like, no. This was 5 years ago. And he was like, no, they're not extinct. I have the childhood video and like the more recent.
And clearly dodo bird poop.
Yep.
Yes, of course. Dad, what do you have to say about the dodo bird's existence?
They're real.
They're okay, but are they extinct? Or is there that one last one?
Only one last one out there.
That's where donut holes come
Okay,
from.
that's,
In
that's
case
the best one. That's not gonna top Cameron and I's at all. So I'm gonna have Cameron go next. So it doesn't,
I'm gonna have you go
so it doesn't seem as embarrassing.
Oh my gosh, bro. So when I was a childhood,
Make sure the mic is closer to your ear.
Yeah. Okay, so like a childhood memory that I would say that I had as a kid was when I was like 5, right? And I was just a little kid, just, chilling. And it was like really late. My parents were in bed and like my brother was like in his crib and I was in the crib too. And like we had Thomas the Tank Engine on, right? And like I was obsessing over the song, singing like so loud, and my parents were like, and my brother were like, go to bed.
Was this when the Thomas the Tank Engine was just the instrumental version? It was the da 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 da.
No.
Or was it the actual 2, 4, 6 through 8?
Yeah, it was way later, like when they had like other songs.
Okay,
And I was
okay,
just,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
obsessed. And just as a kid, I was obsessed.
When it was like huge.
Like
Okay,
really
yeah.
huge.
So was I. So
Yeah.
I understand.
It wasn't
the
like
craze.
it wasn't like the animation. It was like the.
It was still the model.
it was still
railroad.
the model stuff. I grew up
Oh.
with that as a kid.
Yeah,
like,
I
big
grew up
time.
with when I was really little. I remember the model stuff, and then I remember it was the model stuff and the animation, and then it was just the animation.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new Thomas the Tank Engine show? It's very like 2D, right?
They ruined it.
Yeah.
As soon as they started animating it.
Anyway, please continue.
But that was basically it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just you singing really
Yeah.
late at night, and your
Yeah.
There's
Yeah. And then, like,
That's where his
Your family being like,
obsession
"Go to
came into play.
yep. Exactly.
Okay,
What about you, dude?
so I don't really have like a bunch of childhood memories
Mm-hmm.
that are embarrassing that come to mind. However, there's one about my sister, or there's actually 2. That's yes,
You're
I'm
just
gonna
gonna
say
about it.
Yeah,
Any about
exactly.
yourself?
And
I
so
had so
okay,
many,
so there's
yeah.
this park. So there's this park in Ramona called Dos Picos. Or
Yeah,
it's a
I've camped
it's
there.
a
Yeah,
playground.
it's
There's a
really good.
campground.
Yeah.
So we were camping there because we always used to camp. We still camp like all the time.
Great campground.
The lights turned off. Anyway.
You know, it's okay. It's okay.
Yes, the lights turned off. Look above us.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought you said something.
Okay.
This phone must be doing.
Anyway, so there's at Dos Picos. There's this
Yeah.
like huge hill,
Yeah.
and my sister was learning how to ride a bike.
Oh,
that
dear.
camping
I
trip.
know where this is going.
Actually, no, not a bike. We had like one of those tricycle, like the you know, like the green machines,
Yeah.
like the ones with the big wheels or
Yep,
whatever.
Yep.
I don't remember if it was that or if it was just a regular tricycle.
Yeah.
But anyway, my sister was learning how to pedal and stuff. And so we were walking, and then I don't remember it like clearly. This is based off like stories I've heard and also like my little bit of memory.
Yeah.
My sister goes straight down the hill, legs splayed out like wee.
Oh my god.
The pedals are just flying. My mom and dad are screaming down the hill after her. Nayla! She's just having the time of her life. Whee! And all the
Yeah.
way down the hill. And then, I mean, she didn't die, so that's good.
Yeah.
And then there's also this park about 5 minutes away from our house called Woodland Vista.
Sounds like a lot
And-
of things happen at parks.
Yes, and this was when my sister was actually learning how to ride a bike, like an actual 2-wheeled bike. So at this Woodland Vista Park, there's a
Yeah.
humongous hill. You wanna know what she did?
Rode down the entire.
What as she's trying
Full
to
blast.
learn how to do it with training wheels off, full blast, just straight down.
Thrill
Full
seeker.
send.
Still with the legs, just whee, just all the way down.
That's hilarious.
That was just
I
was
remember.
nerve-wracking.
I remember when I went camping at Dos Picos and that huge hill. I was riding a scooter or whatever with all my brothers.
Yeah.
Like my brother and my sister, and like all my friends. We camped like in the summer or whatever, and like we'd go blasting down the hill, like to the point where like when we like brake, like the brakes, like I could feel that it was like hot, like it burned. Like as soon as I was like, bro, my shoes just melted.
So I actually have a funny story about learning how to ride a bike. So we were at a friend's house, and I had just gotten. We were actually there, and I was like, all my other friends, because my friends were older than me.
Yeah.
Like they always have been, and they're all riding their bikes. So it was my friend named Sam. I actually remember. It was our family, friends, Dan, Laura, and Sam,
Yeah.
and his sister Lucy. And Sam was off riding his bike.
Yeah.
And I had my bike because my dad brought it in the back of our truck, and he got it down. And I was like, okay, I want to take the training wheels off. The problem is, it was at like, I want to say like 5-ish, and they lived on a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
So I learned how to ride a bike going around in circles around a lantern as the sun set.
Yeah.
So I was just going in circles, and I learned how to ride a bike, right? I learned how to balance it, how to turn. But then when it came to riding straight, I did not know how to ride straight.
You're just like,
So I knew how to ride in circles.
yeah.
I I didn't know how to ride straight.
Yep.
So that began my journey of how to ride a bike.
That's a
and-
struggle for every NASCAR driver. They're always driving in circles. Always driving in circles. They can't go straight. They got
Or like one of those like clowns that go around in a circle and
Yeah.
like with like their
Yep.
is it unicycle?
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, unicycle.
Yeah.
How'd you ride a bike, Sarah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
How'd
was
you learn
gonna-
how to ride a
I was gonna
bike?
say, I actually technically don't know how to ride a bike.
You what?
Sarah.
Okay.
So
Hold
wait,
on.
What do you do when you go bike
on.
riding? Do you take like what?
I don't go bike
like-
riding.
just like
I
an electric
don't
bike is
go.
like-
Yeah, it's like one of those adult tricycles that you see. It's like,
Bro, I love
they
those.
see me, bro.
No, I started learning how to ride a bike, but then at one point I was also learning in my
Yeah.
grandma's cul-de-sac, right? So like I got to the point where like I could ride without the training wheels. But
Yeah.
because I was not a very confident child, and so my mom was like running next to me, going like, "You can do it," and I was like, "No, I can't." She's like, "Yeah." So she's like not following me, but she's running next to me as I'm going in the circle, and she keeps like getting closer, and so I keep getting closer to the curb, and she's like.
Oh
like,
no!
and I'm like, Mom, scoot over. And she's like, no, you're fine. I was like, I'm really not. And she
I'm
was
going
like,
to die.
and I was like, please scoot over. She's
And
like,
then a
"You're
trash
fine."
can comes ahead.
You're like, "Ah."
No, all of the trash cans were gone. But like, that was another part the same day. Hold on, give me a second.
Oh dear.
So actually, first before this happened, I was going in the circles, right? My mom was watching me. She's like, you're doing great. The
Yeah.
only car parked in the cul-de-sac. The only car. It was a big black truck. It was beautiful. I ran into it. I just completely just like
Kids
smacked.
don't do this at
I kind of
home.
like smacked into it. I fell over. I like got up and I looked at my mom. She was like several yards away, and I went, "I'm okay." And she goes, "Yeah, but is the car okay?" And I looked at it and I was like, "We're good." And she's like, "Okay,
She's
cool."
worrying about her paycheck.
Kids, don't do this at home.
the insurance.
She was like, "Oh my god."
You did this. There's like a big white mark. There's
Well,
a
it would've been
huge
purple
dent.
mark 'cause my
Your bike was
bike
purple.
yeah.
There's like a big dent in it. There's like it's like the truck got keyed, but
Yeah.
instead of white, it's
Seriously.
purple.
No, luckily nothing happened to the truck. The truck was
Yeah.
in fact okay. I have to say that for legal reasons. Anyway, and then the same day my mom was like running next to me because of course I was like, I ran into a truck, and she was like, no, you're fine. So she's running next to me, right? Getting closer to me. I'm getting closer to the curb. Finally, like it's either I choose the curb or her toes. Like it's just at that point, I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? Run over my mom's toes? I'm not gonna do that. So I run to the curb and I went like flying over the handlebars. And then finally I was like crying and I was like, I'm never riding a bike again. So that was when I was like 10. The next time I tried to ride a bike was when I was 20.
So do
and
you have a
then
fear of bikes?
I like basically just didn't ever ride a bike
Bicycle
since then.
You have bicycle phobia.
And that's what it's called. I'd be down to try again, but it is scary.
Okay, your bike is probably bigger than mine.
Yeah.
We're already okay.
I have
Yeah,
like a
so-
mountain bike.
Well, my bike has like
gears.
it's like the 20. You don't have a bike?
I have a bike.
Okay, mine has like the 28-inch tires or the 26-inch tires,
I don't even know.
and it was only like $200 and I built it myself. Like it's a little bit jank.
Bro, I have a classic.
It's a mountain bike. It's a mountain bike, but it's a little bit jank.
I have a 1980s like mountain bike from my mom, so it's
Oh,
like
sweet. Okay.
classic, so.
So because it's 1980s, maybe
Yeah.
we teach her on your bike. So in case
Yeah.
it like gets bent, like you can buy a new one because it's like old.
No, it's a relic.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll cherish it.
Okay. So I'll bring
I'll-
I'll bring my bike to school,
Yeah.
and then we can teach Sarah how to ride a
Yeah.
bike.
Yeah.
Or maybe my mom's bike. Maybe I should just bring
Yeah.
my mom's
I
bike.
feel like I
Yeah.
don't have a choice here.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
It's gonna be the subtle foreshadowing trend. It's like,
It's gonna be like me. Like I'm nervous. I'm really nervous about. I'm really nervous about this, guys. Guys, I don't know how I feel about this.
Okay.
end it here.
And that's the end of the podcast, guys. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.